What is up, everybody? I guess we're getting started on the chopper now. Like I said in my last video, I just wanted to show you guys what I did with the carburetor. I got our rotating plate put in there to kind of push it off to the side, just so I can, because this comes off, and I could spray starting fluid in there a little bit easier. I wanted to get the oil slicked carburetor on it, but it's just a little bit bigger, and it like hits this pipe, and even if I like rotated it, it just wouldn't line up right. And then also that extender piece it has doesn't really seem correct. I'm not really sure about this. I'm wondering if maybe it's just an adapter, because it looks like the whole spacing is about the same as what you would see on one of these engines. But then even at that, if you had the carburetor on it, it wouldn't have room, because with the air filter on it, it'd be sticking out like out here and pipes in the way. So I don't think we're going to be using this. But even once we get the engine off the ATV and onto the chopper, and we have our angled piece sticking it off to the side, or maybe a little bit diagonal, it'll have plenty of room to put it wherever I need it. So that is that. I'm starting with the headset on the chopper just because I can't quite get this to run. I got it to run once. It popped over and ran for like a second or two, but I couldn't get my hand on the throttle fast enough to keep it running, and then the battery died, so couldn't crank it over anymore. So I got to get a new battery for it, something like that. But it's pretty much ready to go, I think. I'd like to get it started on here before I go putting it onto the chopper. But let's get onto these forks. And then with the chopper bike, I got gas tank off, obviously, and then I also took off the engine mounting plate. If you have one of these bikes and you plan on putting one of the 80 cc's or 100 cc's on it, you're gonna need to get one of these plates off of Amazon, eBay, whatever. And all it does is it moves the mounting points to the left a little bit more. And then also with this bike, you don't really have the front tube in the right spot, so this just scoots it to the left more so that your chain can actually clear the tire, because that's a 4-inch wide tire. So you're gonna need one of these, or to make one of these if you can, if you plan on putting one of those engines on it. And then they come with these steel plates. You might want to put a pre-bend in them, because they're completely flat when you get them. I just kept one for the front, and then I took a diamond plate aluminum, I'm pretty sure that's aluminum, plate for the back, just because it curve a little bit better. And then yeah, just crank it down. And then a little bit of rubber helps as well, just keep it secure so it's not rotating, and also it keeps vibration down a little bit. But probably just gonna leave the rubber on there, because I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of plate anyways eventually. But for now, let's get these forks off, detach them from this headset, get this headset off, detach it from its forks, and then just get those two parts onto the other forks. And then we'll probably just use these handlebars just to give me a little bit more room. So let's get into that. And I'll be right back. All right, got it reset up. Just give me a little bit more room on the front. So just got it hanging from a ratchet strap from my little carport frame. So yeah. All right, ended up taking off the front rim. Would have made it a lot easier from the beginning, But yeah, so now we should be able to just take these out, no problem. And then also, I kind of want to clean out the brake drums, re-grease the axle anyways, so it's just good to be doing this anyways. But now, yep, these just twist right on out. Super easy. Okay, so this is our left. Set you right there, I guess. And this is our right. Set you down right here. Sweet. Let's use our axle. Not first. Carefully. Nice. Another thing, I wouldn't be able to take this bolt out if I did have the front tire still on. So that's my bolt that I'm locking everything together with. Oh, geez. Careful. Zip tie. Okay. All right. And this. On there. Raise it a bit. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so top end, I'm happy with that. This is our locking nut, whatever. And then over here on the bottom, make sure you can see. So I got the original bearings. Come on, focus. That's what came with the chopper. And then underneath it, I got the, like, I don't know, the track that they roll in that also came with the chopper. And then underneath that, which it's a very tight fit, I got a like conical bearing from a BMX bike. So I might try and rework this when we get the other pieces on, see if I can kind of take out some of this stuff just to decomplify it, decomplicate it. There we go. All right, I guess we move you over to the other side and we'll get that headset taken off. Okay, got the bike pulled out. I'm just gonna jack it up with a jack and a board this time because this thing is super heavy and I don't really want to test the frame of the carport thing. So hell no, this is sketchy as fuck. We ain't doing that. Hell no. That ain't. Yeah, no, I don't like that. It's like that balanced. Decently balanced. Even if it does fall, I don't really care about any of this stuff, so it's fine. All right, I'm back again. Got the wheel off. It was being a pain, so ended up having to take one fork off after I got the axle pushed through just enough and then was able to get it off. So let's get this other shock off and start taking the headset off. So let's do it. Nice. Okay. Got it. All right. So now undo this top part and just split it apart. I'm gonna need some juice. Let's just let that soak for a little bit. All right, let's see now. I think it's good. This guy. Yep, sweet. All right. I am a little bit worried on how it's gonna fit because this seems a lot thicker than the other one, but we'll see what we could do. Just gotta figure it out when we get it on there. All right, so there's our bolt. Whoa. Oh, that's not good. I just lost a bunch of bearings. Let's see if I can find these. All right, give me just a second. Oh. All right, I think I found them all. Cleaned them off and then took off the top part and then did the exact same thing but with smaller bearings. I think I found all of those as well, cleaned them off. It shouldn't be an issue even if I'm missing some because I absolutely hate spare, like, free floating ball bearings. I like to have the ones that are in the tracks, which we already got the ones for the old headset that should work, so hopefully we can just use those and then I'll just put these in my parts for in case I need them another time. Bottom part of our fork is just disgusting with rust and grease, so let me clean this up real quick. Okay, check that out. It's a little bit better. Still a little rusty. I might hit some of this rust with some steel wool. I don't even know if I'm showing you right. So, you'll focus. Come on. So yeah, got it all cleaned up, nice and shiny on there. Probably still hit here with a little bit of steel wool just because that's really eaten into it. But I think after that, we'll be good to start installing everything. So give me just a minute. Okay, so got all the stuff off of our old headset thing. Turns out I lied. This is not a cylindrical bearing. It's still just regular ball bearings, but the way it fit together just kind of made it look like it would have been cylindrical. And this was actually sealed, but it kind of just self-destructed itself on the top, but it still works. And then this was actually the main reason why there was that play in my headset where it rocked back and forth, is because this doesn't actually even fit this correctly. So that was my screw up to begin with, which I could have done it better if I would have had like that on there first and then this upside down, then that would have held it a little bit more centered. But this piece was on top of it, which is just, again, a bearing guide, and it's not even gonna fit on the new headset, so I'm just gonna have to kind of rework everything as I go and just figure it out. So let's see what we could do about that. All right, update time. This other headset is not gonna work. I mean, it could, but it's gonna be really sketchy. So let me show you. So this is our bottom half, this is our top half. And then obviously I don't have all the bearing stuff on it, but even without them on there, you can see it only goes about that far, and even with all the bearings on the bottom, it only come up to about there. And then with this on top, it just barely even grabbed the center post of it, which with my old setup, it didn't really grab much on it anyways, and it was grabbing on threads. But at least with the old one, I'm able to put on our locking nut thing. With this, the threads are all the way down in the bottom, so I can't even put this on to really clamp it all together. I was I'd pretty much just be going off of this little bolt, and that's so short that it wouldn't even hold it through the top of the headset. So we're not going to be able to use this one, but I'm glad it got me motivated to at least disassemble this so I can re-grease it. And then I already found a different bearing setup that should be a lot more sturdy. There won't be that wobble in it. I kind of already test fitted it and it's solid. So we're just gonna reassemble everything back the way it was, and yeah. All right, so for reassembling, not really sure how it should be done, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start with the bottom and just get our forks back in there. So let's do that. So our right side, our left side, left side. Oh, carefully. And then I'm just gonna lightly tighten these down. I'm not gonna, well, I'm gonna tighten them down good for now, but once I get the wheel on, I'm gonna loosen them back up, make sure everything is sitting nice and straight, and then I'll crank them down really good. Okay, that's solid. So set that down. And then we're gonna grease up these bearings. All right, so I already cleaned everything off, so we're just gonna take a bit of our grease and I guess just stick it in our palm. Probably want to wear gloves for this, but my hands are already so dirty, I don't really care. And then we're just gonna press it in. All right, and then this one is gonna be our bottom. Scoop up some. And then this one is gonna be our top. Normally, I don't even do this with my hands. I'll just rub some on with a screwdriver and call it good, but I just really want to make sure that this is done properly this time. All right. Off our hands the rest of the way. And I used to hate the smell of grease, but I actually don't mind it so much anymore. Now I've done all these projects, I can't get away from it, so might as well enjoy it. All right, no, these stay on. That's all top stuff. That's our bottom one. So back you back up again. All right, so oh geez, so I already got our little, what was the old race bearing race, yeah, for what was originally on this headset, put back on without any bearings underneath. So this is as low as it can go, and this is just on there so that when I put this on, because it's a lot bigger diameter, this is just going to hold it as centered as possible. So now we got that on, we're just gonna slide this up on through. All right, then we're gonna put on, oh jeez, our top one up here. And then I got another one of those bearing races that's the exact same, just to hold this upper part centered as well. And then we put on our locking nut. Yeah, make sure you do not cross thread it. Yeah, this probably would have been easier if I just put on the headset and then put the forks in after, but that's all right. The struggle is what makes it fun. Everything's in the groove, right? No wobble. Perfect. That is so much better than it used to be. It feels like it's about to start raining. That's okay. We're gonna keep cracking on. You're covered, so. All right, I'll call that good right there. So then we're gonna get top side on. There we go. properly seated. Yep, that is on there all the way. Okay, we're gonna get our bolt back in. That was holding everything together. And then I'm actually gonna pick out a thicker washer for this top part. All right, so now I got super thick one. So here, this is the old one. Come on, focus. This is the old one, a little bent, a little thin. This one, nice and thick. So this is gonna hold a lot better. Got our super big washer, just enough. Flip it that way we can see it a little bit better. So that all the way in, just a tiny bit of thread sticking out to bite. Make sure it's centered. Sweet. Okay, I can trust that. Let's get the bars on. Let's get those bars on. That sounds like a good idea. All right, got the bars off the old headset, so let's get these big boys on. And I'm gonna tighten them down decently, but I'm gonna have to readjust them once I get the bike level, just to see where I actually want it to sit. Nice. Okay. So now we're going to loosen up our shock bolts and send them all the way up till they bottom out with this bar, or maybe like just a little bit off of it. I'm not really sure. When I have them all the way up, it keeps the bike sitting more level, but then it also brings the front tire closer to my pedals. So that was kind of the whole reason I wanted that other headset, was that it would scoot the tire forward more. But so we'll just get them up there where we like them, and then once we get the tire on, we can kind of dial it in a little bit better. But yeah, let's get to it. The ends of these shocks just completely rotate around, so I don't have to worry about getting them straight before I put the tire on. They can be any which way they want to be. So let's see, right there, I guess. Sure. Okay, that should be solid. And now we get the front tire on, or not yet. I want to clean out the brake drum with some brake cleaner. Let me get a brand new rag. There we go. That's cool. Move this grease so I don't ruin it. All right. I didn't need to clean these. They still grabbed like awesomely, but it's just preventative maintenance. All right, so then I'm going to stick this back in, just like that. And flip you around. Go in all. And also, I need to route the cable back through there. Nice. Clips back in. Oh geez, I might need to lower this down a little bit. I don't know. Oh, I see that might be part of the problem. There we go. Okay, and now I should have already had it in my hand. Oh, grab you. And then I believe it went, yeah, like this. I don't think it really matters which way you put the axle through, but I'm just matching it how I had it before and how it came off the other bike. Oh, come on. Oh, that's right. I wanted to grease this too. Well, that's holding. Let me stick some grease on it. Just keep driving it all the way through. Back out. Fix the front that we didn't do. Back in. And that should do it. So, the rest. Sweet. And then we got our nut and our kind of cotter pin thing. It's just a piece of wire, but it's fine by me. Okay. I think that is solid. And that looks pretty darn straight. So I think we're pretty much done with installing the headset. Now, just gotta do the handlebars and stuff. All right, we're gonna do just a couple more things before we pack it up for today. Get our front fender put back on. Okay, that should be solid. Solid enough. Okay, and then last but not least, we're gonna take off these brake handles because we're not gonna need them. We're not gonna have a clutch on that engine, and then also I'm gonna be putting the dual brake lever handle back on the right side, so we're not gonna need either of these, and which is a bummer because I really do like these ones. They got really cool adjustment things on them, but we don't need them. We'll save them for another project. Sweet. All right, so we'll save these for another project. Set it there. And I guess that's all we're doing for today. All right, it's the next day. Bonus round. We're gonna cut off this from this circle down to this edge, and then from the other edge of the circle to probably about right there, something like that, and file it down. Just give us a little bit of extra space on the handlebars. So get you guys in here. This is gonna be the first time using my Craftsman angle grinder. A little bit sketched out, but we'll see. We'll see. Make sure you're wearing safety equipment. Whoa. It's getting windy. All right, I think we'll call that good. I'll just hit it with a hand file now. All right, took about an hour, but got it all cut up. Ended up cutting that out with a hand saw. And then, yep, just took a bunch of time to file it down, got all the sharp edges away. And I think it looks pretty good, honestly, for being all hacked up. So I guess let's get it put on. Better fit, what the heck? Oh no, I didn't give it any sharp edges. Maybe I need to do a little bit more filing. Hold on. All right, sanded it down. It's still quite a tight fit, but a little trick. If you take the bolt out of it, They always have a little gap in them, and if you just wedge, oh, a dirty screwdriver in it, gross. So just wedge a screwdriver in it, carefully, don't hurt yourself. That should open it up a little bit more. What the heck? There we go. So yep, you just wedge it open a little bit more. You just slide it right where you want it. Let's say, I think right there is good. Let's see how it feels when I'm sitting on it. I want it right about right there. That should be good. Pop our screwdriver out. Just stick our bolt back in. Cool. And then brake cable. Yeah, we're gonna route that back through there since we got enough room. Back through there. Stick this one into there. Okay. Sweet. And we'll get our. Oh no, that's not gonna reach. Well, that's not good. Maybe that's why I had the smaller bars on it. Nope, that's just not gonna work. Well, I guess we might be switching back to the other bars. Fun. But you live and you learn. All right, so we're just gonna leave these bars on for now. It only has the front brakes attached, but I trust that just fine. That tire has plenty of grip on it that it shouldn't slide out on anything, and it's so heavy on the front. It should be fine. After we get the engine on, maybe we'll switch it back to the small bars, but just for now, we're gonna stick with these, and then I'm gonna wait for putting on the throttle and speedometer, all that, until we get the engine on, just so I got the right cable length. And then, yeah, just in case I do change the bars, it just make it easier to not have anything on it for now. But I guess that will be it for part one, and I guess part two we'll get cracking on the engine and just get into the fun stuff of fabricating a engine mount and figuring everything out, cutting out that seat post, and just go from there.